Good evening, Sunshine Coast, and welcome to another episode of Local Focus. And we're up to episode 12, so we've reached the magic dozen number, and looking forward to having a chat this evening. And I'm your host, Darren from Digital Barista, where I serve up freshly brewed content strategies, tips and tricks to help small business owners and entrepreneurs get started with live streaming. And tonight in the studio, I've got a gentleman from a nice little hinterland hideaway, and it's called the Country House at Hunchy in Montville. So welcome to the studio, Paul. How you going?
I'm good, thanks, Darren, and thanks for having us on.
Yeah, like I think if anyone thinks of the Sunshine Coast, a lot of people think of the hinterland, and we were talking before the show how if you've got visitors or something, there's this almost designated route that we all have to take and show our visitors, and one of those that's prominent is Montville, which is where you guys are pretty close to the township right there. So maybe tell us a little bit more about your property and whereabouts it's located and what sort of things that you're offering.
Yeah, well, we're accredited 5-star. We're only small, so we've got 2 suites, and they are suites in a very big homestead. And we're situated on Hunchy Road at Hunchy, which is just down the hill from Montville. People have probably driven along Hunchy Road and never known that they've driven on Hunchy Road. But we're off to one side of it. So we actually go off the main Hunchy Road where it joins Razorback Road and go along there for a couple of k's. Yep. And we're along there on the gravel road section of it. So we're away from anywhere close
any
by.
Traffic?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have any through traffic?
No, there's only, it's a cul-de-sac road, a dead-end road.
Yep.
Only residents live up there. Yep. And nobody can drive through. So yeah, no through traffic. We're on 12 acres. It's all rainforest. Yep. It's been replanted to original rainforest. Yep. And that's all grown up over the past 20 years. Originally, that was a cattle farming property after logging, but was then subdivided. So we're about an average size block, and the house is 800 squares on a roof. So you can imagine
it's a lovely looking property.
It's a big property.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage you to jump on their website. We'll talk about the website later and how you can get in touch. But have a look at the photos; they look magnificent. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking property.
Yes, it was that kind of property we were looking for when we came into this business 4 years ago.
Okay.
We didn't want the sort of individual cabins type where you handed a breakfast hamper and you've got to cook it yourself, because Karine, my wife, she wanted to do this for years and years, and she loves home baking and cooking.
Oh, so she does all the cooking?
She does all the cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, our magnificent breakfast is renowned around the place. Yep. 3-course breakfast.
Okay.
And especially since COVID started, a lot more people wanted dinners in-house as well, rather than have to
go out for dinner.
So we've developed a couple of a la carte menus and also everyday menus for lighter meals and platters and things like that.
And special food groups, you cater to all that sort of stuff as well?
Absolutely. Karine is very well versed now with all kinds of dietary needs and preferences.
Yeah. And as far as produce goes, like the Sunshine Coast is spoilt for produce. So I would assume that you probably get a lot of your produce locally from around Montville and up the hinterland and around and about?
Absolutely, everything's local. Yep. As much as we can. If we can't get it locally, we keep it within Queensland.
Yep.
But yeah, there's the produce that we get. We only use local produce. For example, for our meat is down at Canara Marketplace, where there's an organic butcher. Yeah. And we use Canara Markets as well, organic, certified, so we know it's okay. And then even use local roadside stalls. If you ever drive up Hunchy Road, you'll have passed the pineapple stall. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That's where we get all our fresh pineapples by the roadside.
Yeah.
And other things from other local people. Mentioned earlier on about some local honey. You had some great guys on here last night.
Absolutely.
We can get some locally from our farmer down the road if we need any. And that's just totally different to the produce that you get in supermarkets.
And I think it's so in tune with what this show is about. Local Focus is just community. Like, community is everything, and when you can actually have a community that you can sort of rely on, it's kind of like it was probably 100 years ago, where everyone had their sort of designated role, and you had the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and all that sort of stuff. It's just so nice that you can actually interact with your local people and exchange services, and I think that's a big part of what I'm sort of trying to get across here.
That's right. The only thing that we have to have some advance notice, of course, for
Yep.
people. So we do send menus to people when they make a booking and say, look, we do need a little bit of notice.
Yep.
If you want seafood, we go down to Mooloolaba fish markets, get all our seafood fresh.
Right.
So we need advance notice to plan all that in
Yep.
for what they want. But yeah, everybody appreciates it.
Yeah.
Local milk that we get, everybody loves it, and they go home and they ask for it. and what you'll find is if you go onto their websites now, you can see the suppliers is growing steadily around southeast Queensland, and that's mainly from visitors going home and asking for that produce.
Well, and I know, what was that? It would have been 3 or 4 years ago, or possibly even more. Remember when they had that big dairy where they dropped the price of milk?
Yes.
And then there was a big push to support local. And Maloney dairies at that stage, they just went ballistic, and everyone was buying their milk. And yes, it does cost you a little bit more, but it's locally produced and it's beautiful milk.
Good quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the quality is first class. And now, of course, we've got Kenilworth dairies producing their milk as well.
Yeah.
So we've got a
Spoiled for choice.
Spoiled for choice.
And so what attracted you? I mean, there was obviously your wife that attracted, but you were ready for a bit of a change as well. So you guys came from Brisbane originally, yeah?
Yeah, we were doing the corporate thing, and I was a public servant for many years, and we needed a change. It was just like that. So Karen has always wanted to do this ever since she was been a little girl in the UK, and she used to go to bed and breakfast for family holidays. A lot different to our bed and breakfast, but that's where I think it started. Yeah, because she loved that homeliness of it. I think
that's what it is. I think you've got your Airbnbs, which is a little bit different, but I think the B&Bs, your bed and breakfast, that's where you really do sort of get to experience that sort of that homeliness like you're talking about. No, that's fantastic. And so, what would you say are the best things about running a B&B?
It's definitely satisfying the guests, and if you read the reviews that we've got, they're just brilliant. Yeah, meeting all those people from before COVID all over the world, less so now. Yep. We were building up a good international reputation, but of course that's stopped. But Queenslanders have been fantastic from all over Queensland, and since the borders have opened a little bit, starting from other places too. So meeting all those people, hearing their stories, seeing what they like doing, and being able to fulfill their expectations and their experience, especially with the food, but also with the environment, and explaining to them about the background to the house and the valley that we live in, and Montville and things like that. Yeah, for sure. People love that kind of finding out about where they're visiting. It's not just a hotel in the middle of a city.
You're not going to just get some room in a hotel and hit the strip. It's a real sort of homely sort of experience.
So that's the best thing, is interacting with the guests, rather than never see anybody. Just they get a key in a lockbox somewhere and let themselves in, and then you never actually see them. You never communicate with people apart from through bookings and things. So that's not what we wanted. We wanted that interaction, and it's great now that we can start doing it again. Yeah.
And I guess that's, one thing we talked about briefly was COVID and the impact it's had on so many small businesses, and probably more so, well, not probably, it did have a major impact on accommodation and tourism, of which, Sunshine Coast is a prominent source of that. So it was good that you were able to sort of get through that. It probably gave you a little bit of a rest.
It did. We were closed for 3 months.
Yeah.
Some places were still open and working if they were near hospitals, for example, because hospital people weren't going home. They were living locally, and that was supported by the government. So some places were okay, but we're too far away from that. Yeah. So we were actually closed, but we managed to do a few things. Yeah. There was quite a few free training courses that were offered, and we took up, especially to be trained in COVID cleaning and disinfecting and all that kind of thing, which is what we practice daily now. That's just a routine that we're in.
So I guess it was more time to work on the business rather than in the business.
Absolutely.
And we all need that, I think.
Absolutely.
With our businesses, because we get so busy, and it's we forget that sometimes, we do have to take a bit of time out and have a look at things and see how it's all going. But, no, so that's really good. And obviously, there's the best thing. So there's the other side of that. There's got to be something bad you don't like about it.
Well, it's a hard work. It is hard work to maintain the 5-star standard.
Yes.
When we went through that accreditation, it was 87 pages long. So to maintain all that is hard work. And then we do have some help with the grounds and people helping us out with that, because it's 12 acres of rainforest, and we need some expert help. I'm not an expert in that, but it's that bit about there's something to do every day, and you've got to be looking towards, well, how can we improve? What needs bringing back up to that 5-star standard?
And so is that a yearly accreditation that you have to go through for that?
Yes, it is, and we've actually just made the gold list.
Okay.
On Star Ratings Australia. Star Ratings Australia now run the rating system. It used to be motoring organisations like RACV, RACQ. Well, Star Ratings Australia, which is a conglomerate of tourism bodies around the states and territories, took that over. And you have to get reaccredited every 12 months.
Yeah. Oh, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
The gold rating. That's great. And so now the accommodation is really for couples, isn't it? It's not like a family getaway.
It's not a family getaway, but primarily for couples, that's our main market.
Yes.
But each suite, that we've only got the 2 suites, and they are suites. They're large suites, no small rooms. In our property, and we've deliberately kept it to 2 suites so that we cater for couples. But each suite can sleep 3. So we have had small groups of 6. Like 40th birthdays, small parties that have come, but we primarily for couples without trying to get away from their children more than anything. And we do have quite a few locals as well, getting away from their children, and they will just stop for one night. We're one of the few that do a one-night booking system, because our market, we found that particularly younger couples with smaller children, they want to get away. They don't want to go too far. And they don't want to go for more than one night. So we've found that there is a market there for that kind of...
Perfect little getaway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so there's lots of activities to do on the Sunshine Coast, and you can sort of help people out with that sort of stuff as well. So what would be perhaps something a little bit more unusual that couples could do?
Okay, we've got a things to do page on our website, which is a whole heap of activities and tours and special attractions that have got together to offer those things, and I send that to our guests when they make a booking, send a link to that, and there's a whole heap of other things that can be done around Montville. I'm actually a volunteer at the information centre in Montville.
I did see that.
So actually I've got access to every bit of tourist information there is on the Sunshine Coast. If I don't know about it, I know where to go to find out about it. And we also can give our guests a code for a discount. So whatever deal that event or attraction is offering, they will get that.
Oh, that's excellent. And we've got the Facebook page there if we have a look at that, if you're looking for it. So it's the Country House at Hunchy, Montville. It's a bit of a mouthful, that one.
Hunchy, yes.
Oh, the Country House. Country House at Hunchy, Montville.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's so you can, all your details, all your contact details are there, so they can jump on there and have a look and get in touch. And look, I do want to thank you for coming in. It's hopefully it's given some people some ideas. You are currently closed at the moment because you're doing some renovations.
We're just open on weekends, on Saturday nights, because we're renovating our pool. So it'll be great when it's finished. It will be a brand new pool.
Excellent.
Area.
Just coming into winter. Is it heated?
No, it's not heated, but there will be a few weeks around about Easter. But it gets sun all day. So we've had people from overseas when they were allowed, and also from down south. They've been swimming in it in the middle of our winter, where I wouldn't have gone in it. But, so it's all going to be renovated, but we're still open on Saturdays. And obviously during as that finishes, we'll open up fully after that. So that should be finished next week.
And like Easter through to probably September is fairly busy anyway, because it's so popular up there in winter.
Absolutely, and in the middle of winter, we're considering Christmas in July. I don't know if you know, but Christmas in July in Montville is sometimes celebrated by quite a few businesses, and we've joined in that in the past. It didn't happen last year for obvious reasons, but we're hoping that it's going to take off again.
We had
this year.
COVID in July.
That's right. So we're hoping that it's going to take off this time.
Excellent.
We decorate the house as if it's Christmas. We've got a fire so we can sit around the fireplace while Karin cooks dinner. And that's the best time of year to be able to do that kind of thing. And we have a Christmas theme menu. So
excellent.
We're looking at whether we're going to do that this year. Hopefully we will.
Yeah.
And it'll dovetail in with what other businesses are doing as well.
That's terrific. Well, thanks for coming in, Paul. It's been good having a chat with you, and maybe it's given the guys out there a bit of an idea and saying, okay, well, maybe this time we treat ourselves to a little bit of a getaway. And doesn't matter if you're on the coast. It's nice to get up on the hill and enjoy the little bit cooler weather and the nice sort of tree change.
Yeah, and if anybody does book, if they watch this video, we'll give them 10% off.
Oh, lovely. There you go. Well, that's a great deal, guys. So look,
just mention that they've seen this video.
Excellent.
And we'll give them what are normally our VIP club returning guests.
Okay.
We'll give them that same discount.
Well, there you go. Well, that's good to know that my viewers are in that VIP category. So thanks again for coming in, Paul, and we'll catch up with you for sure, and maybe we might even pop up there and have a look ourselves.
Drop in for a coffee anytime.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So there you go. There you have it, guys. If you're thinking about getting away for a nice little getaway, you can have a 1 night or 2 night getaway, and it's a beautiful spot up there, as most of us would know. And maybe it's time to treat yourself. So, in the meantime, have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday night for another episode of Local Focus. In the meantime, catch you later.